Good day, sir. Good day, classmates. I am here to report about the chapter 4, the strength and weaknesses of the Filipino character, a socio-cultural issue. The weaknesses and the strength of the Filipino are cited in the report of Senator Leticia Shahani, a moral recovery program, Building a People, Building a Nation, submitted on April 27, 1988. Here are the strengths of the Filipino character. The first one is pakikipagkapwa-tao. It is the basic sense of justice and fairness to people. Filipinos are literally concerned to the lives of other peoples. It is the ability to empathize with others. Pakikipagkapwa-tao is also the helpfulness and generosity in times of need, or the pakikiramay, the practice of bayanihan, or the mutual assistance and the Filipino hospitality. It is the sensitivity to people's feeling, or the pakikiramdam. Also, in pakikipagkapwa-tao, there is also the trust that is built in a relationship. The next one is family orientation. Filipinos possess a genuine and deep love for family. It is the source of personal identity, emotional and material support, and one's main commitment and responsibility. Parents or the siblings give honor and respect to the parents and to the elders. They give care and love to their children and the generosity towards their kin. And in great sacrifices, one endures for the welfare of the family. Sense of family-centeredness results in feeling of belongingness and rootedness in basic sense of security. The next one is joy and humor. Filipinos have a cheerful and fun-loving approach to life and its ups and downs. It is the pleasant disposition, a sense of humor, and a propensity of happiness that contribute not only to the Filipino charm, but also to the indomitability of the Filipino spirit. Laughing at ourselves and the mess we are in is an important coping mechanism of the Filipino. It is a playful sometimes and disrespectful. We laugh at those we love and at those we hate, and we make jokes about our good fortune and a bad fortune. It is manifested in the Filipinos' love for socials and celebrations, to laugh even in the most trying times. The fourth one is flexibility, adaptability, and credibility. Filipinos can adjust and adapt to circumstances and the surrounding environment, both physical and social. Adjust to whatever happens, even in unplanned or anticipated events. We possess a tolerance for ambiguity that enables us to remain unfazed by uncertainty or lack of information. Filipinos are creative, resourceful, quick learners, and can improvise and make use of whatever is at hand in order to create and produce. Filipinos accept change, adapts to life in any part of the world, in the ability to make new things out of old scraps. Filipinos also are creative in cultural sphere. The result of these three is the productivity, innovation, entrepreneurship, and equanimity. The next one is hard work and industry. We have the capacity for hard work given in proper conditions. It is to raise one's standards of living and to possess the essentials of a decent life for one's family. We are willing to take the risk with jobs abroad and while there to work at 2 or 3 jobs. The next one is faith and religiosity. Filipinos have deep faith in God. Our innate religiosity enables us to comprehend and genuinely accept reality in the context of God's will and plan. Religious expressions is very tangible, expressed every day. We relate to God like a human being, treat them, think, ask for forgiveness, appease, and acknowledge. The last one is ability to survive. Filipinos have an ability to survive. Filipinos make do with what is available in the environment. It is manifested in the millions of Filipinos who bravely live through the harshest economic and social circumstances. And now let's go to the weaknesses of the Filipino character. The first one is extreme family-centeredness. It is the excessive concern for family means using one's office and power to promote family interests and thus functionalism, patronage, political dynasties, and the protection of erring family members. The next one is extreme personalism. It takes things personally, cannot separate objective tasks from emotional environment. This can lead to graft and corruption that is present in the Filipino government. The next one is lack of discipline. The Filipinos' lack of discipline is manifest in a casual and relaxed attitude towards time and space, which manifests itself in lack of precision and compulsiveness, in poor time management and procrastination. It is an aversion for following strictly a set of procedures, and this results in lack of standardization and quality control. We are impatient and unable to delay gratification or reward, resulting in the use of shortcuts, in skirting the rules or the palusot syndrome, and in foolhardiness. We are guilty of Nina Scuba, starting out projects with full vigor and interest which abruptly died down, leaving things unfinished. Our lack of discipline often results in efficient and wasteful work systems, violations of rules leading to more serious transgressions, and a casual work ethic leading to carelessness and lack to follow through. The next one is passivity and lack of initiative. Filipinos are generally passive and lacking in initiative. There is a strong reliance on others, example, the leaders or the government, to do things for us related to our need for a strong authority. Filipinos tend to complacent and there rarely is a sense of urgency about any problem. There is a high tolerance for inefficiency, poor service, and even violations of one's basic rights. In many ways, it can be said that the Filipino is too patient and long-suffering for the Maltese. Too early resigned to one's fate, Filipinos are easily oppressed and exploited. The next one is the colonial mentality. Filipinos have a colonial mentality which is made up of two dimensions. The first is a lack of patriotism or an active awareness, appreciation, and love of the Philippines. The second is an actual preference for things from foreign. Filipino culture is characterized by an openness to outside, adapting and incorporating the foreign elements in our images of ourselves, not built around a deep core of Philippine history and language. The result is cultural vagueness or weakness that makes Filipinos extraordinarily susceptible to the wholesale acceptance of modern mass culture which is often Western. Thus, there is a preference for foreign fashion, entertainment, lifestyles, technology, consumer items, and many more. The colonial mentality is manifested in the alienation or the elite from their roots and from the masses, as well as in the basic feeling of national inferiority that makes it difficult to Filipinos to relate as equals to Westerners. The next one is the kanya-kanya syndrome. Filipinos have a selfish, self-serving attitude that generates a feeling of envy and competitiveness toward others, particularly one's peers who seem to have gained some status or prestige. Kanya-kanya syndrome is also known as the talangka syndrome. The kanya-kanya syndrome is also evident in the personal ambition and the drive for power and status that is completely insensitive to the common good. Personal and in-group interests reign supreme. This characteristic is also evident in the lack of sense of service among people in the government bureaucracy. The public is made to feel that service from these offices and from these civil servants is an extra part that is to be paid for. The kanya-kanya syndrome results in the dumping of cooperative and community spirit and in the trampling upon the rights of others. Okay. The next one is lack of self-analysis and self-reflection. The tendency to be superficial and somewhat flighty. In the days of serious personal and social problems, there is lack of analysis or reflection, and instead satisfaction with superficial explanation and solutions. And the last one is the emphasis on form rather than the substance. This lack of analysis and emphasis on form is reinforced by an educational system that is more on form than on substance. There are factors that involves in the weaknesses of the Filipino characters. The factors are home, social and economic environment, culture and language, history, religion, educational system, mass media, and leadership and role model. Change is possible for the Filipino character, but here are the goals proposed. The first one is the sense of patriotism and the national pride, sense of common good, sense of accountability and integrity, values and habits of discipline and hard work, value and habits of self-reflection and analysis, internalization of spiritual values, and the emphasis on essence rather than on form. There is so much good in the Filipino, but still there's a lot needed to be changed. People's strength also serve as people's weaknesses. According to Shahani's report, family orientation serve as in-group or organization that limits the family in reaching the actual world. Filipinos are warm and caring, but it lacks of objectivity. We basically are concerned to people we know, but we are unfair to the people we don't know. Becoming too flexible, it leads us to compromise precision and discipline. We are indeed joyful and has a sense of humor, but in times of serious problems, we can take things with humor. We are indeed faithful to God, but we became dependent and do nothing. We are good at pakikipagkapwa-tao, but we are envious of others. We can be hardworking and yet we can be lazy and passive in the workplace. The DepEd has its vision to help develop Filipino who passionately love their countries and whose values and competencies enable them to realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to building the nation. Here are the core values: makadiyos, makatao, makakalikasan, at makabansa. Philippine school have to intensify values education in curriculum. In response to Shahana's report, values education, now as known as ESP in K-12 curriculum, was a separate subject in basic education curriculum. Under the values education framework program of Dr. Lourdes Casimbing, values education is conceptualized in 1987. In 2002, the basic education curriculum from grade 1 to grade 6 to first year high school to fourth year high school integrated values education in the major learning subjects. In K-12 curriculum, values education was renamed ESP for grade 1 to grade 10. In senior high school, there is no course with the title of ESP, but core courses such as Introduction to the Philosophy of the Human Person and Personal Development is proposed. That's all for today. Thank you for listening.